Hello. So we're back with another client interview. Today I'm going to be inviting Olga to join us. Olga is a systems queen. She's going to be coming on in a minute to share her story. Together we worked on her LinkedIn sales funnel. Hey! So I'm going to invite her to join us and we're going to walk through her journey working together and how we've supported her on her LinkedIn sales funnel through my LinkedIn VIP service. So I'm just going to invite her now. She'll be joining us in a minute. And we're going to be sharing. There we go.
Hello.
Hi. What a cute background. Where is that? It's like black
Oh,
and
thank you. That is my bed, my
white.
what is it called?
Bed rest,
Yeah,
head rest. Oh, very nice. It matches my lipstick. That's so funny.
it does. It does. Yeah, I was trying to find a good place in the apartment where there's natural light because you know me, I love natural light. It makes my mood better. So this is the only place that I could find.
But I love that. Thank you for joining. Where are you tuning in from? I know you've been traveling a lot.
Yes, I'm currently in Paraguay in South America, so just above Argentina. So we're quite down south, actually.
It's summertime now.
It's going into summertime, so because we're south, it's completely separate. So when it's like summer in Europe, it's
So
winter here, and vice versa. It's like
now we're going
Australia.
winter and you're going into summer.
Yeah, we're going into summer, so it's like right now it's like 32 degrees. It's getting really hot. So it's like spring technically here now.
Amazing, amazing. Thanks for coming on. So, can you first please introduce yourself and what is it that you do?
Absolutely. Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Olga. I'm a system strategist. I work with business owners to set up their systems. So we go into their business, look at what's not efficient, what's not working, what they're working too much on, and we systemize everything. So it means you work less. We automate what we can automate, and it just you can get more clients in that space, or you can take more time off. So that's a nutshell on what I do.
I love that. I love that. Perfect. So, let's talk about your experience with LinkedIn. So, together with Olga, she hired me to be her LinkedIn, let's say, LinkedIn, let's say, LinkedIn expert to support her with her LinkedIn sales systems through my VIP service. And so, what was your experience on LinkedIn before working together? And then we'll dig into what we actually worked on together.
Absolutely. So I had a very love-hate relationship with LinkedIn, as you can remember. I used to be a recruiter, so obviously LinkedIn was my everyday. Used to go into it. So when I left that job and I started my own business, I kind of wanted to leave LinkedIn fully and just forget about it because I had a bit of trauma
Mhm.
from the recruiting side. So I guess when we started working together, my account was almost like closed. I had over 4,000 connections, but I wasn't utilizing it. It was dead. Like it wasn't optimized. Nothing was actually updated. So I kind of was starting from fresh, and I told you I remember saying like I don't like LinkedIn. I just have this like ick about it. But then you changed everything when you came in.
Amazing. Usually, lots of women entrepreneurs don't like LinkedIn. Lots of people think it's corporate, like too corporatey. They think it's just being too salesy, lots of cold outreach and everything. But I hope I did change your perspective on LinkedIn. So let's discuss what are the things that we worked on, if you remember, because this was set up like maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. What do you
Yeah.
remember setting up together that you didn't have before in your business or on LinkedIn?
I liked like where we started was the optimization of the profile. So how can we put in the wording that attracts my ideal clients? Can we make it as clear and as maybe transformational based? So instead of it being, oh, I'm a system strategist, here are my services, you went really deep in those pain points of my ideal clients seeing themselves in the services that I offer. So I really like that, and I think that made a huge difference from even the professional standpoint. And I loved like I was one of them when I was just LinkedIn is a bit corporate. I like to have more organic conversations, and you completely changed my mind on that because you were like you can. It's just it's there. LinkedIn has this like corporate umbrella, but it is just human connection at the end of the day. So that was a huge thing that you kind of changed my mind in a good way about it, just to see it like Instagram, but it's just a better platform where we can reach more company-wide, what's the word, clients.
Clients, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that I changed your mindset around that because that's so important. Because if I see any clients resisting to starting a new platform, such as LinkedIn or whenever I mention it, I make sure that we work on their mindset around it because they want to feel comfortable using it. Because when we ended up working together, it was basically I will go through what we worked on together, but it was you eventually doing at least 30 minutes a day on LinkedIn. So if you did not like the approach of LinkedIn, and business is all energy, like people are going to feel your
Yeah.
energy. You're going to feel icky about energy about LinkedIn. You're not going to open the LinkedIn application. So that's actually one of the biggest mindset shift that I love shifting in clients. So that's amazing. So I'm going to go through like what we worked on together just because
Yeah.
it's like a quick checklist. So usually the first step we work on is one is mindset, two is optimizing your LinkedIn profiles, right? Between your personal profile and your business profile, because these are the main touch points when we first reach out to clients on the LinkedIn world. And I love that you shared how we really went deep into the client transformation because when we're inside our business we think that what we're sharing as messaging it's enough, but
Yeah.
it's so important when you get an outsider perspective sharing. It's not clear, it's too generic. Can we dig a bit?
Hmm.
So I believe we enhance your messaging on the LinkedIn profile. That was the first step. Then we got into actually the fun stuff, which is the outreach. What was your experience? How did you feel about that first? How are you now feeling about it? What's your outreach game right now?
So I originally I was very skeptical about cold outreaches because you know me, I don't like salesy, I don't like cold pitches. I'm very like allergic to that. I like the organic connection. And I love the fact that we kind of trialed and tested a few different outreaches messages to make sure that I was comfortable with it. Like I like that you didn't come in and say, okay, this is the message, this is what works. I don't care if you like it or not. And I like that you gathered my thoughts and it's like, okay, what do you feel about this? And we tested a few different things to see what was working. And I think that was amazing because you customized it to my voice and my approach and how I like to naturally start conversations. So yeah, I definitely went from like, okay, I don't want this to be salesy, and you listened to me and gave me different approaches. So that was amazing. That was probably one of my favorite things, like how easy you made it for me.
Amazing, amazing. And so now what's your, like, if you remember your connection, like how many new connections did you get since we started? I don't know if you can remember, like a ballpark.
I would say I haven't checked it in about a week, but last time I checked it was over like 550 or something like that, if I'm correct. So quite a big jump, and I've got some great discovery calls from it. I've got some great connections from it, and it's it's brilliant because it's not salesy. I'm just connecting and being human with other business owners. Like that's what I love about it the most.
Amazing. That's just like magical, no? Because I don't know how to convince more business owners to get on here and not to feel pushy. And I always tell clients we don't do cold outreach, right? Like
Yeah,
what I love about the LinkedIn platform is that there's this powerful tool called Sales Navigator. So when you're targeting people there, you're finding really targeted, hyper focused leads that are very hard to find on Instagram or on
yeah,
TikTok. So that's really a big competitive advantage LinkedIn has. And second is that when we're sending out a connection request, my approach is never to sell immediately because that's called outreach. Our approach is what you've seen is let's start a conversation. Like, hello, I exist.
yeah.
Let's connect, right? And I believe that made a big difference. Like you were connecting with other founders. Can you compare like the quality of leads on LinkedIn versus Instagram, or how easy it was to find them, or if it was like, if what was your experience? I know the what the quality would be, but I'd rather hear it from you actually.
Yeah, I definitely I like the idea that we can be really super focused and targeted. So if on Instagram it's impossible to know, okay, I need to talk to a business owner that has 10 team members. It's impossible. We don't know that. But or on Instagram, we can set those parameters and we can, or sorry, on LinkedIn, we can set up those parameters and we can set up the location they're in, the kind of industry they're in. Like it's so hyper specific, and I know we started with one audience and then we changed to another audience, and I love that fact of it that I can, like, if I suddenly want to work with mindset coaches, we put that into our sales navigator and we get that. Where in Instagram it's impossible unless you search the hashtag mindset coach and then start connecting that way, you know? Yeah. So I love that. I think the ideal targets is great, and you can really, you know, exactly maybe they're about their company because you can see what they're posting, you can see what the company's posting, you can find out a little bit more information before you even have a conversation with them.
Hmm. Especially when they hire you because you're a high ticket service provider. When you build a system for a client, it's not like an easy fix. It's not like an Excel sheet, right? So you want to make sure
Yes.
that they're there, they're committed to their business, they're actually posting on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not just B2B. In your case, it's B2B, but it's also B2C. And so it's important to see if someone is actually active on LinkedIn. They have a big
Yeah.
network, they're posting, they're serious about their business, because when you are a high service or high ticket service provider, you want to work probably with a high ticket service provider or coach that can
Yeah.
be at your level and can also afford you, right? So if you see someone on LinkedIn and they're being active, they're serious about their business. You can see more about their information, and thus that you're on the same page versus like
Yes.
Instagram or TikTok, where it's, and sometimes when you go on Instagram to look for ideal clients, you get the app is so attractive, you get lost in what you were doing. So you end up like going into like cat videos and like, okay, what are the fashion trends of this winter?
Yeah, yeah. You
Versus,
get into the spiral like, oh, I'm not work anymore. I'm just scrolling. Where in LinkedIn it's very, okay, work focused. We're here for a reason and we're getting our goals done instead of randomly just scrolling.
exactly. So speaking about like LinkedIn and being on LinkedIn, so now what's your like daily activity and on LinkedIn? What is it that you're doing now? And like how many minutes a day? Is it 30 minutes a day, 1 hour?
So I employed my VA to start, like, do a little bit of the back end of the admin of starting the Octopus and all of that. But then I schedule a bit of time every day to go through the messages, and it's very rare on a daily basis that I don't have at least three, four messages in there to reply to. So like consistently, I have new people that are looking at my profile that are we're talking, and it's, and what I like about it is that it's conversations, and we're not going straight into, oh, here are you, how's your client management systems? Let's have a strategy call. We're we're talking about, we're in Paraguay. Where are you based? What are you finding your challenges right now? Just human to human, because I think that's when people buy. And actually, I heard a quote. Who was it? I think it could have been Hermosi, but people buy from people.
Mm-hmm.
People don't buy from businesses. People buy from the connection to that person, and then they buy the services. And I love that about the LinkedIn strategy that you created for me, because it is just a human interaction that can go then into a sales conversation naturally.
Yes, I love that. I might add that to my headline, human interaction. I always
Yeah,
quote Mosey or whoever it is, people buy from people. And with LinkedIn, we end up building our personal brand, right? Because like in the end, it's you connecting with another business owner. We're not here connecting to that brand's company. We are connecting right into the decision maker.
yeah,
We're starting the conversation. So it's like heart to heart, or human interaction or touch point.
yeah.
That.
It's just it takes that layer of pressure as well as a service provider to not feel salesy. Like You know me, I don't like cold outreaches. I've never liked them. I don't like when it's done to me. I kind of like roll my eyes and be like, okay, X, because I don't want, if someone interacts with me, I want to have that connection before I get sold to. And yeah, what we've put in place in LinkedIn does exactly that, and it's mostly automated, so it's awesome. I get up and I answer messages, and my VA does the admin in the background that needs to be done. So it's easy. It's really it's leads on autopilot is the
Yeah,
best way to kind of put it in.
I love that. So, what would you tell someone, whether it's a female founder or a male founder, if they've been thinking about LinkedIn or they're not sure about LinkedIn, if they think LinkedIn is too corporate, if they're so hesitant, what would you tell them about one, hiring me, two, get them on LinkedIn and systemize and get them leads on autopilot, like you just said?
Oh, I would say do it. Do it in a heartbeat because you can waste so much time. You can try to figure it out yourself, but you're going to waste your precious time. You're probably going to do it wrong because you don't know the exact LinkedIn. Because there's a lot of kind of tweaks that you only know because you're a LinkedIn expert that I didn't know. And I feel like one, that it saves me so much time, but also I'm doing it right from the very beginning instead of trial and error. So I think anyone that's interested in LinkedIn or even adding another platform to their marketing, absolutely do it. And I would highly recommend you because you were so patient and you were custom. You weren't like, okay, this fits all
Mm.
and whatever worked for my last client will work for you. You were very, okay, this is your voice. Let's trial and error what works for you. And I love that. I think that was awesome.
Amazing. Olga, thank you so much. Enjoy Paraguay for me. Make sure to connect with
Of
Olga,
course.
and I will be sharing your handle here. If you need her for ClickUp, systems, time management, highly, highly recommend working with Olga. Again, Olga, thank you so much for being an excellent client as well and actually doing the work and committing and helping so many people save time and gain back their time. Thank you again and enjoy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you soon.
Perfect. Bye. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.